What's up, guys? So I want to do a performance review on the cutting edge 90 grain Maximus. I'm shooting it out of my 6.8 SPC. So this season I got 4 deer with it. Let's just say I got 2, my buddy got 2. So one of my friends, we just got into hunting, didn't have a hunting rifle, he had an AR that he's familiar with. So since he knows the platform, I let him use the 6.8, and he got his first ever deer, and he ended up getting a doe and a buck. Doe walked out of a thicket at 50 yards. He hit her, dropped her in her tracks. No high shoulder, no nothing, just right behind the shoulder, double lung, took the top of the heart off, and she dropped. Right behind her walks out a big 10-point buck, shot him, and he ran 20 yards or so. So one of my concerns with these types of bullets are when they shed their petals, is there going to be a big exit hole when all you have is that shank exiting the deer? Now all of these, or both of these deer, had decent sized exit holes, nothing too big. You know, the one was probably the size of your index finger, one the size of your thumb, but the doe dropped, so no tracking. The buck only ran a short bit and dropped within sight, so I don't know if there was a blood trail. They didn't look. Now the deer I shot, the buck I shot, I couldn't really find a blood trail because it jumped right into a huge thicket, and I was like, you know what, I saw him go down, I'm just going to look for the body. Doe dropped in her tracks also, so no looking for that. Now, I'm going to show you, if you don't want to see any gory stuff, turn it off now. So I'm going to show you some pictures of my friend's deer, exit wounds and stuff like that. There's a picture of the heart, the whole top missing. And then I got some footage from down south. I do have one kill on the, one kill through the scope. I was using the Tacticam FTS. The reason I don't have both of them on that is because I take it off the last 15 minutes of shooting light because it makes your scope image very dark. So in the morning, it's the same thing. I don't put it on for the first 15 to 20 minutes, waiting for the light to kind of get a little bit better. But the morning I shot the buck, it was so cold out. I just didn't even think about putting it back on. It was 18 degrees. My hands were frozen. I didn't really want to start messing around with Allen keys and stuff. So anyway, enough talking. Let me get to showing you guys the good stuff. Alright guys, so this is my buddy Randy with the 2 deer he shot. As you can see, is a beautiful buck and a nice size upstate doe. This is the exit on the doe, a little smaller than the buck. Still alright though. This is the buck exit, so pretty much the size of the shank, so probably not a whole lot of blood coming out of this thing. But as you can tell in the next picture, the exit under the hide was huge. The hide actually caught a lot of the petals. So his deer had big exit holes, where my deer actually had big entry holes because I was shooting through the shoulder where he went behind the shoulder. So a little bit different performance based on shot placement, and there is his heart, which is pretty much gone. What's up, guys? So I'm gonna try to keep quiet because I'm still in the woods, but I'm out here in North Carolina and I was able to just shoot a little buck. Not even sure how big he is, but you know, it's meat on the table. I haven't shot a lot of deer this year, so I needed to shoot one. So let me show you what I'm doing. So I'm out here with my 6.8. This is not a suppressor. This is just a little shroud that goes over the muzzle brake, and it actually worked really good because I do not have earring protection on right now. My ears didn't ring at all when I took this shot, but we got this road right here and a big clear-cut area that's growing back. So you can see both ways, which makes it tricky because you can shoot at either side of the blind, and this blind is tiny, so there's no room to spin. So I had a buck step out on this side. I had to shoot it lefty. I had about 2 seconds to shoot. It came out from the right there and just trotted across. I tried grunting to stop him and he wouldn't stop, so I had to shoot real quick. I had about 5 seconds to take a shot. So he ran into the thickets and I saw him drop right in there. So hopefully he didn't get up and run away. I didn't hear anything, but he should be dead in there. So I'm gonna get down in a couple minutes and go take a look. This is like the hardest tracking job ever. I didn't find any blood at the shot of the site, but it's hard to say where it was on the road. And sure enough, there he is. So there's definitely an exit wound. I don't know which way he ran, but there's no blood in this shit. Alright guys, so I got him drug out now. Really nice 4-pointer. I could have swore he'd have more points. My guide usually wants you to shoot 6-pointers and up. I think he'll forgive me for this one. This was an honest mistake. I had like 2 seconds to shoot. But now that I'm taking a better look at this, the reason why there's skin missing all around is there's multiple exit holes. You got the main exit here. You got an exit there. Another little exit there. think there's a fourth one here. Don't know if there's more this way. So we got base and petals to exit. So I'm sure there would have been blood in that grass somewhere if I looked a little harder, but since I knew where he went down, I really just did a body search. See the entry wounds right there. Decent sized entry. Big ass exit. I mean, it's, you can stick your hand in that shit. Hell yeah. Alright guys, so here is the video of me shooting the doe. So right here, I'm trying to find her in the scope, and I didn't even realize I was looking above her in the trees. My chair in the blind was too low, so as I had the gun resting on the railing, I was aiming kind of up a little bit. So I took my eye off the scope for a second to relocate her, and I found her, and I realized I was aiming too high. So as you can see here, there she is. She is blending in very, very well. And she happened to stop in the perfect little opening. So I'm sitting here looking at her. She's got, you know, a branch right in front of her. So the problem is if she walks any more to the left, she's in thick stuff. Any more to the right, she's in thick stuff. I have this window, and she's also staring right at me. So it was kind of awkward because I had to stand up off my chair. So I'm in a half squatting position resting on this railing. She's at about 90 yards. So I zoom in now, and I'm looking, and I'm trying to figure out, do I go to the left side of this branch or the right side? Left side could do a perfect neck shot, but I'm a little bit shaky. To the right side, I could, you know, get it mostly in her vitals, but if I pull it a little bit to the right, it's a gut shot. So I'm trying to debate. It was like the left side was kind of looking better, but then she turns like this to start licking herself, and I'm like, you know what? Now I can go to the right side and get a nice vital shot. And boom, there she goes. She did kick for a little bit, and the crazy thing is there was no holes in the spine or anything. It was not a high shoulder shot, just right through the muscle. Didn't even hit the front leg bone. So the shock of the bullet must have broke her spine or whatever to drop her. But she still kicked for about, you know, 20 seconds as she bled out. So awesome performance. Alright guys, so I actually just dragged her a couple feet, and then I was like, you know what, let me show this, because the last deer I didn't find any blood really, but she was standing here. You can see all this blood on the ground, and then all of this, hopefully the camera's showing it, just sprayed out of her. So right here is the exit side, just like the last deer. There's, from what I can count, 2 exit holes. There might be more, I don't really know. On the other side, I hit her pretty much right on the shoulder, so it quartered through and she dropped. So perfect performance again. I'll go home, get the skin off, and we'll see how much damage is done internally. Alright guys, so one of my concerns with these cutting edge bullets was blood trail from exit wounds, because it's just a shank. Look at how much blood is pouring out of this thing. Just through me picking it up. It's literally just dumping out of her. So if she did actually run, there would have been a blood trail. Alright guys, if you don't want to see graphic stuff, turn this off right now. So, like I showed you, I hit this thing square in the shoulder. Exit is here, right? So I'm pulling the skin down right now. See that little hole right there? As I was pulling the skin down, I heard something drop. Shank of the bullet is right here. I cannot believe that. A bunch of things. I found 3 exit holes on the ribs. Something is here, and as I'm pulling the skin down more, there's another hole right here too, and there's a hole in the hide. So multiple fragments exited this animal. Once I get the skin all the way off, we'll figure out the exact devastation. I have a feeling the guts are going to be blown up in here and it's going to be nasty, so I'll keep you guys updated. This bullet is absolutely devastating. Alright guys, so the skin's almost off. I don't know what is causing all of that jellied meat right there on the neck. So the entry hole is right here on the shoulder. As you can see, the bullet went through and just, it destroyed everything. You see that hole right there? I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a little 90 grain bullet do so much destruction. Look at that. I mean, just absolutely insane. So this is the damage to the vitals. The heart is quite literally blown to pieces. and the lungs are absolutely destroyed. This one's somewhat intact. It's kind of hard to show, but if you look here, everything is in pieces. Now, in here you can see where the exits are. Look at that entry in there into the ribs. That's probably, look on this side there, 4 inches wide at least. I mean, you could fit your hand through that. Utter devastation. These bullets perform perfectly. You got the main hole here, but there's another hole here, one over here, and the shank that ended up going out its butt. So, perfect performance in my eyes. Alright guys, so here is that base that I found. If the camera will focus, there we go. So I just weighed it. It weighs 50 grains. No need to measure it, even though it might be 28 caliber or something. It looks like it could have mushroomed the tiniest bit as the petals broke off. Either way, super impressed with these bullets. 2 deer, dead right there in their tracks is awesome for such a small, light bullet, but it's also going really fast. So, anyway, guys, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.